Hi everyone. So now this is going to be the third video. I hope you have watched the last two videos and got the things. If you have got any doubt in the last two videos, put it in the comment section. I will reply. So now let us move to the third video. In this video, we will start with the Python coding, the basic coding concepts of Python like print function and very basically minute details about these things and discuss the concept like print function, indentation, and comments. There are many things, right? And operators. Okay, so let us start with this video. And again, if you have any doubt, put it in the comment section. And also register on www.conceptsofai.in, where you can watch these videos in a structured way, like a course. Plus, you can always get the roadmap, your personalized roadmap for data scientists or ML engineers, and you will also get a code editor there, so you can always code in the platform itself in Python. So let us move to the screen. Okay, so let us start with this video. In this video, we will discuss the basic concepts of Python coding. Okay, and also the basic terms. Okay, in the Python or in any programming language. Okay, so let us start with this. So the first thing is the module. Okay, so you must have heard about this term earlier as well. Module. So module is what? So, module is nothing but a code written by someone, okay, which can be used by anyone, okay. Or so basically, there are some important functions in the Python which we can write the code for, and then we can use that code again and again. No need to write that code again, and you can use it, okay. So the same code can be used by anyone. That is called module. So it's a single Python file. Okay, so I told you that the Python files extension is .py. Suppose if I say that, suppose I have made a function or in the Python that is called calculator, and .py is my Python extension. Okay, so this file has the code for the calculator. Okay, so this is called module. Okay, and now anyone else can just import it and use it. Okay, so now there is one more term called import. Okay, so import thing is used to basically use any function written by someone else in the Python. Okay, so if suppose if I have written calculator.py, okay, so now anyone else can use this function by importing this file. Okay, no need to write the function or the code for this calculator again. Anyone else can use my function by using import. So that file is called module. Okay. Then library, that is easy. That is collection of modules. You must have heard about libraries. There are many famous libraries in the Python called NumPy and Pandas, right, for data. So these are called libraries. These are nothing but collection of modules. If you have multiple functions, okay, or right, or multiple Python files, so you can put them in a particular folder, and that folder is called library. Now next is pip. This is very important. Pip. Now see, in the last video I told you that in order to use any library in your code, you need to install it, right? First you need to install the library, and then you will import the file from that library. Okay, so first you need to install. How to install? Using pip. So pip gives a command to install a library in the code. Okay, so for example, if I just try to install numpy in my code. So let me just do it in the VS Code. So, and I told you that to install any library in the Python, you will do it in the terminal. Okay, so in the terminal, if I want to install NumPy, so I will just write pip install NumPy. Okay, and then you will press enter. See, it is getting installed now. So it is saying requirement already satisfied because it is already installed. Okay, but if it is not installed, it will get installed here only, right? So in this way, you can install any library using pip install library name, right? Now, so these are the three important terms which you need to know about module, library, and pip. Now, next, let us talk about the print function. Very important, very basic, but it will be used in almost every code or every project you do. Okay, so now next is print function. So print is used to display output on the screen. So whatever you want to display, okay, as an output, you will use print. Okay, so as the name suggests, it just prints the things, okay, which you want to print. It helps us see values, messages, and results of computations, right? Okay, for example, suppose you are visiting a website, and you are logging in, right? So when you put your email ID and password, then you get a message, okay, that you are successfully logged in. So that message is written using print, you can say. Okay. Now, so suppose I want to print hello Python. That's it. Right. Now, if I want to run it, I can run now hello Python. So it will just print hello Python. That's it. Okay. Now, next, you suppose if you want to print multiple things. Okay. Here you have printed hello Python, but if you want to print multiple things, for example, print some names. Suppose uh, you are printing some names of two students. Suppose so, Vikas and uh, Rohit. So you just need to put them in the inverted commas, and that's it, like this. Now you can again run it. So see, you can print Vikas and Rohit. Okay. So of course they will get printed with a space between them, right? So by default there will be a space. Okay. Now suppose you want to put a comma between them. Okay, Vikas and Rohit, you need to put a comma between them. So there is a command here in the print option, in the print function, that is called separator, SCP. Okay, so that decides that what comes between these two things. By default, it is a space, but you can change it. Suppose you want to put underscore, so you will just put separator is equal to SCP is equal to underscore and inverted comma. So it means you will have underscore between both words. And now if you just print it, you will get underscore between them. In the same way, you can put comma also as you wish. Now if you print it, you will get comma. Okay, so this is how you do it, right? Fine. Now, next after this, you have printed the multiple things. We have discussed the sep parameters. Okay. Okay. So now next is the end parameter. Okay, this is your end parameter. So it controls what happens at the end of a print statement. Suppose you have two print statements. So basically, what does it do? Suppose you have two print statements. Uh, my name is Akash, and then you have print. I am learning programming. Okay. Now you have two print statements, right? So if I just print them, so they will get printed in two different lines, right? So that is by default, right? Now suppose if I don't want them in two different lines, I just want them in a in a single line separated by a space. So what to do? You will put an end statement. So in the first print. So this so end means basically it says that how this print statement will end. Okay. And or what happens at the end of this print statement. So I will say end equals to I just want space. That's it. So it means that now it will leave a space and the subsequent print statement will be on the same line. And now if I print, you can check. With the space, they're in the same line. So basically it is just used to basically arrange the multiple print statements. That's it. That how they are arranged. By default, it is next line. Okay, but if you want something else in between, you can put it by using end. Okay, so we have done a separator and end both. Okay, now next is comments. So what are comments? So basically, sometimes to make the code readable, suppose I wrote a code, right? I wrote a long code, right? Now someone else wants to read my code and understand. But now I have so I have written the code. Okay, I have put the names of function according to my understanding. I have put the names of variables as per my convenience. Okay, Right. So, but if someone else read it, okay, he won't be able to understand that what I have done exactly. So it is better if I write some instructions or some details that, okay, what does this code do? Anything like this. Okay, which should not be, of course, executed by the Python. It is just for someone else to understand that what my code is doing. So that is what you do in comments. For example, so here, suppose this is print statement, right? Okay. For example, suppose x, if I define any variable x equals to 5, but for me x is 5, right? And I know that this is x is the age of a person, right? So I have put x equals to 5. But if someone else reads my code, he does not know that what is x. Okay. So I need to write one line here, which is basically talking about x or defining x. So what will I do? And which should not be executed by the Python. It is just for someone else to read, right? Like a text. Okay. So if I don't want it to get executed, you can just put hash and then you can write anything. So I will just write x is the age of a person. That's it. It won't get executed. Don't worry. Nothing will happen with this. Okay. This is just a line, a single text line which someone else will read. Okay. So in this way, you can, of course, always explain your code in the code base only for the better readability. Okay. Now this is one line comment. Suppose if you want your comments in multiple lines, so for that you have triple comma, triple inverted comma like this. Now you can write anything. X is the age of person and should be positive integer, suppose. Okay. And now I close it. So this is also a comment in multiple lines. Okay, here it is. If I just put if I change the line after this, okay, so it won't be a comment if I use hash. So if I want to write the comments in multiple lines, I will use three inverted commas. So that's why you have single line comment and multi-line comment. Okay, so that's your comment. Next is basically your indentation. We discussed about indentation in the last video as well. Here also we will just discuss the basics. Okay. For more detail, we will discuss it in the next few videos when I talk about the if else or the function concept. So indentation, I told you in the last video that it is nothing but the tab. Okay. So for example, y equals to 10. Okay. And then if I want to create another block of code, I will just put a tab and then do it. Okay. Z equals to 6, something like this. Okay. So here, though there is no need of tab here, but I am just saying that if I put a tab or some spaces, that is called indentation. Now you can see here when I just hover over it, it says unexpected indentation. So this indentation was not expected, so that's why it is giving you an error, but it's an indentation. Okay, so it's just a tab. Okay, you just create another block of the code. That's it. Okay, remaining things about the indentation, why it is important, we will discuss later. Next, after this, so indentation is done. Okay, and after this, you have, okay, double quotes versus single quotes. See, these are basic things. Okay, you might know these things. Okay, but this is just for your understanding. You should feel comfortable with Python. You should not get stuck in the basic syntax of the Python. That's why I'm telling you each and everything from basics. Okay, so now double quotes versus single quote in Python. So suppose if you write, uh, suppose if I just write print function again, if I use print function, okay, if I just write India. Okay, and if I write print here and in inverted comma, if I write India again, so will it give you the same output? You can check. Yes. So basically in Python, it doesn't matter. Okay, single inverted comma or double inverted comma are same. You can just use any one style and be consistent with it. That's it. Okay, fine. So that is important. After this, you have variables and data type, so that is important and that is easy also. Variables, you always, if you have done math, right? So in math you always use some variables, okay, and assign some values to that. Same thing is here. So suppose if I want to find if I have age, okay, so I can define a variable called age, and age equals to 50. That is for someone. Okay, marks, X is equal to 50, or you can say 40. Okay, so you can always define the variables, right? Now, next in this, as I told you in the last video, that it is dynamically typed. So like right now, marks equals to 40. Okay, so that is just an integer. But if I want to define marks again, that is using my name. So it will be okay with it. Okay, now if I want to print marks, you can check. You can print the variables by just putting it in the print option. Okay, so now, so now if I print marks, it will print Akash. So it will print my name, not 40, because after, so the last update was marks equals to my name, Akash. Okay, so that was the latest value. It will take that value only. It will forget 40. Okay, and if I print one more thing, if I print marks in inverted commas, so it will print marks, not the value of marks. Marks. So if I want to print the variable, I will just put variable name. If I want to print the literal word, okay, so then I will put inverted commas. That's it. Okay, and it will just take the latest value of the variable. Okay, fine. Next is use of f string. Okay, for example, age is 50, marks is 40, and if I want to write that my uh, marks or my age is 50, if I want to print that, how will I do it? Okay, so if I want to just print age, I can do that. That's fine. But if I want to print my age is 50, okay, and right now it is 50, but it can be anything depending on this assignment of variable, right? So what will I do? I will use f string. Okay, so there is one more concept called f string. So what we do in this, so just do this. Print f my age is curly bracket age. That's it. So what it is doing basically, if I put f string, okay, so now if I put f string here, so this my age is, that will be the literal text I will get. Then curly bracket age, it means I am asking Python to print the value of age, which is 50 here. Okay, so and that will be possible only when I use f here. Now if I print, you can check, it will say my age is 50. If I change the value of age here, suppose 30, if I print again, it will say my age is 30. So I can just put the name of a variable. So basically f string is used to print the value of variable in between a sentence. Okay. Right? Or basically, sorry, within the sentence. Okay. So that's how we do it. So that is important, f string. Next. Okay, there is one more thing. Again, it is very basic. When you want to increase any value, okay, for example, this age thing, age is 30, right? But now, if I want to increase the age, right? So what to do? Age is equal to age plus 1. I can do this always. Now, if I want to print age, okay, so that will be increased by 1. 31 it is. So you can always increase the variable like this. Okay, and it is also written as this. Age plus equals to 1. So both of these are same things. Age equals to age plus 1, and age plus is equal to 1. They are same thing. So right, so here I am increasing age by 1. Here again I am increasing age by 1. So my age will become 32 now, right? 30 plus 1 plus 1. Now we can check. If I print it again, see 32 finally. So this is just a way to write the age equals to age plus 1. Okay, this will be useful, just a short version of that. Okay, fine. After this, you have, okay, input function, very important. This is input function. So it is used to take input from from the user. So if I just want some number from a user, okay. For example, in you must have used ATM, right? So ATM asks you to print the amount you want to withdraw. Okay, so similarly, I will ask here. Suppose amount equals to input function. Okay, and I will just write the message. Enter the amount. That's it. Okay, and now I will print the amount, whatever amount I get from the user. Okay, now I will just press run. Okay, so now see here I am getting the message. Enter the amount. I will enter the amount here, and then it will print because print was the next code line. If I don't write this print, suppose I am just commenting it out. Okay, so it will just ask me to enter, and that's it. See, 100. That it will not print anything because that is now commented. Okay, but if I just, yeah, so that is another thing, right? To just understand the comment. If I just remove it, so now it will become a code again. That's it. Okay, so this is how we take the input from the user if we need using the input function. You can put anything. Okay, fine. Next, okay, so there's one thing about input that we will discuss about the data types later, but input is always a string. Okay, we can discuss this later. Okay, when we do the data types. Okay, fine. So this is another practice question. You can do it. Take the user's name as input and print. For example, I want to first print the. I want to take someone's name. Okay, so I want to basically take the name from the user. I will say name equals to enter your name. Okay, and then I will print. Okay, so yeah, I can do one thing that print hello name. So I can use f string, right? Hello comma. This will be the text, literal text, and the name that is my variable. So in the curly brackets, that's it. So now once someone enters the name, he will get the message hello name. Okay, so let us do it. I can write anything. Rohit, hello. So I will put Rohit. It will get me hello Rohit. That's it. Okay. So here I have explained the use of fstring also and input also, both of them. Fine. Next, after this, so see, these are basics again, and you can always practice. These are the questions, and I will also put the assignment. Okay, so you can practice the questions for these topics. Okay, they are easy. Okay, now next, and if you have any doubt, you can put in the comment section. I will answer. Now next is data types, very important. So data types means whatever data you have, means you are assigning a value to a variable. Okay, that value can be of multiple types. Okay, so in the Python, we talk about mainly four types. Okay, so first is data type int. Int means integer. In math, you must have done it. Okay, without the decimal. Float, that is with the decimal, like 3.14. This is called string. String. So string is nothing but a word, a letter, a text. Okay, like hello in inverted commas always in double quote. Okay, then you have bool, that is boolean data type, that is true false only, like 0 1, right? We have. Okay, so that's it. So for example, if I say that x equals so if I say no, not this, suppose if I say 1 equals to 1. Okay, so I want to check this whether it is correct. So the value of this will be true, of course. So that is your boolean. Okay, now, so now suppose you have x equals to 5, right? Now if I want to know, though I know 5 is int, but if I want to know that what is the data type of 5, so I will just use type and press run. Okay, so wait, I have not uh, printed it, that's why. So I have not printed it, that's why. If I print, type. If I run it, it will get me int. Okay, so that's a class. A class we will discuss later. That is int data type, right? If I just say x, since it is dynamically typed, now x can be, as I told you, hello. Now, if I again print, now, of course, the type will become a string, right? If I run it, see, earlier it was int, then I define hello. So basically, it is executing from top to bottom again, right? I told you in the first video that it executes from the top to bottom. So so the first line is x equals to 5. So then it is integer only, right? So it will just print integer. Then after the third line, it's so that okay, now it is string. So the fourth line will print string str. So it runs from top to bottom. Okay, fine. So this is how you can check. Now, suppose if you want to convert data types, for example, x equals to, if you write 5, suppose, but in inverted commas. One more thing, if you put anything in inverted uh, commas, that will become a string. Now, if I print the type, you can check it is a string. Okay, but by mistake, suppose I have put the inverted or the double quote. Okay, but 5 is integer. I want it to be integer. So you can always change its data type. How? You can say, okay, y equals to another variable name. I want to make it int. So int x. So int x will become int now. Okay, so now y becomes int x, means the integer form of x is y. Now if you print the type of y, now it is int. Okay, so this is how you do it. Now one more thing. So suppose if about input function we discussed, right? Suppose if I take someone's name or someone's marks, suppose. So marks equals to input, enter your marks. Of course, marks are integers, right? Or numbers. And of course, if someone enters marks, that should be integer, or that should be a number, float, suppose. But if I type, if I print the type of marks, you can check. Let us see. If I press enter, first I will put the marks 50 and see it is a string. Okay. But 50 should be integer, right? So that's the important thing, that the input will always give you string irrespective of the value. Always. So be careful, you always have to convert it to integer if you want to use the marks later in the calculation. Okay. Suppose if you want to add 10 to the marks, 10, suppose you add some bonus marks to the marks of student. Okay. So if it is a string, okay, if you are taking the marks from the if you are taking the marks from the input, and that input will give you string only, right? So 40 will be string. If you add 10 to the string, it will give you the error. You can't add a number to the string. You can't add two different data types. So you need to convert it to int first. So marks. Now again you can print the type. It will become a string now. So first 50, it will become integer now. Earlier it was a string here. Then I convert it. Then again if I print it, it will become int. Okay, fine. So this is how you convert the things. Okay, fine. So these are your data variables. Sorry, these are your variables and the data types. Okay, and some basic things about print, f strings, the indentation, comments. Okay, these are very important things, and it means you should know these things, right? Because for anyone to be confident in Python from basics only, they should know everything. Okay, each these are small things, but these things matter sometimes, even when you code a big ML project. Okay, there also these things might matter. They will matter, of course. Okay, so that's why it is important for you to know these things and practice. Okay, now, so this is what we will do in this video. From the next video, we will go ahead with more basically the concepts in the Python coding. Okay, you can do the practice assignment. Okay, and let me know the doubts in the comment section. Okay, I will try to answer it. Okay. Okay. Okay, then fine. Thank you.